Hey guys, Mike here at Fish Addictions TV, back for another comparison of the LVS32 versus the LVS34. Now, if you didn't see the first video, we've heard you guys loud and clear. You wanted more side-by-side images between the 32 and the 34, and everything people are telling you that the 34 does better than the 32. Now, that's what we're doing in this video. We're going out walleye fishing, and we're going to show you guys what we can see via the 34 versus the 32. Now, just to recap just a second, here is the LVS32 and the LVS34. So, as you can see, they're very different. The one thing I do want to note, the biggest question we've been asked, and I'm sure I'm going to answer it in this video as well, is does it integrate into your current LiveScope system? So just really quick, we did touch on that on the first video. Yes, very easily. You just got to upload the 19.2 version, put it onto your current LiveScope system, and then your black box does integrate. If you do not have a LiveScope system, but you have just the graph, you need to purchase the black box and the transducer, and you're ready to rock and roll. All right, so we're gonna perform a test that we think will be fairly valid with what's going on as far as when you're fishing, seeing your lures, all that kind of stuff. So we've got the LVS34, the LVS32 set up here, side by side. Josh just went out, he's got an auger. He's gonna drill a hole so we can see breakthrough. If any of you guys have ever ice fished with this before, you can see the breakthrough on top of the ice, which is a good indicator of where that's gonna be. It'll also help you line up so you can see that jig. We're gonna start close and go in about 15-foot increments and just kind of see how far out we can see that. So there you can see right there, there's the breakthrough. You can see the breakthrough right there. Look how much clearer it is on this one. I'm just gonna push these out right away to about, we'll go 75 feet right off the bat. I'm pretty confident they're both gonna see that at 75 feet. That breakthrough comes straight down. You can see it on both. Nice and evident what's going on. And then he's gonna drop a jig down there and jig right in it. So now we can see the jig working right here. We can see the jig working right here very, very easily. There's a little bit of residue back or bubbles or whatever coming from the auger breaking through, but very easily we can see that. That's about 27-ish feet. Yeah, no, very easily. So we'll just have Josh move again. Good. And so both of them, you know, it's much brighter and clearer on this one. I do have the color gain turned up a little bit on that one, as I do on that one. But yeah, right off the bat, there we are, good to go. So Josh is going to move out. So now Josh is drilling another hole out there. See if we can see where the breakthrough comes in. So there, I can see the breakthrough right at 40 here. Again, you can see the breakthrough at 40 there. I'm going to turn the gain up. As we're going out a little bit, I'm going to turn the gain up on these a little bit to where I feel comfortable. Turn them both up to 70. I am getting a tiny bit of interference via both deucers being kind of close to each other. It's not a ton. It's not something I can't, you know, work out of. But now you can see that at 40 feet. He's going to drop the jig down. Now what we're using here is a 1/2 ounce jig and a 3.5 inch paddle tail. You can see that jig working very easily here at 40 feet. Let's see, we can see it in there right here working there. There is a little bit of that residue again from the drill going. Yeah, but still fairly easy to see. Yeah, much clearer. You can see, I just wanted to show you real quick, as I pull this deucer out for the 32, it cleans right up. That 34 cleans right up, so a lot of that interference is coming from the 32 being down in the hole. So as you put it back down there, you kind of get a little bit, but we're gonna have to live with that because we're trying to do a side-by-side comparison for you guys. As as we can't see it on the LVS32, I'll probably pull it out just to show you guys exactly how far we can really push the limits. I'm going to give Josh the thumbs up so he can go to the next one. Go out a little bit further. We'll see what we can see here. There we go. We just had a breakthrough at 60. Right there. And he's dropped the jig down real quick. So where we are at 60. So we're seeing that swim bait about 57 right there. See if we can find it on the 32. There it is. All right, now this is where you really start seeing a big difference between the 32 and the 34. That LVS34, you know, it's designed so we can get a longer, you know, look at things. And we're pushed out here. In fact, he's got a fish on him, believe it or not. You know, we're pushed out here quite a ways. So that's actually pretty darn cool. That fish is coming in. But so you see the fish. I can't even see the fish on the 32, but look, this fish right here. I think if I adjust it a little bit, I'll probably even see it a little better. But in and out, there's a fish out there. So 60 feet, hey, look at right along the bottom. Everybody's talking about these walleyes, so we're out here fishing walleyes. At 50 feet out, you can see that thing coming across the bottom very, very easily. Yeah, so that's pretty darn good. I think I can even clean this one up a little bit better. There, so clean it up a little bit better. I think I'll lose it when I clean this up. A little bit, a little faint there. Here it is good. I just cleaned them up, played with the gain just a little bit. This one to clean up needed to go down to about 57. This one at 64 is still good, still good. So good. We'll push them out one more time and see what we can get. So I'm going to push these screens out a little further. We'll go to 100 feet to both of them and see what we can get. So right away, here's what I noticed. So you push this out to 100 feet. Now we could see the jig on both of them on that last, what was it, 60 feet. But here we're still making ground contact out there where we're losing it here at about 70-75 feet, which is, you know, that's about, in my experience with the LVS32, that 75-ish feet is about the max capability where I was able to really know exactly what was going on out there. And that's why the 34 to me is very exciting, because how far can you cast? I think with the 34, depending on what you're using, you're going to be able to see what you need from all the way out there. So Josh just dropped down in a hole. Let's see if we can, oh, right away we see him. So let's see if I can, I'm going to go up a little bit. Oh. So there he is right there, 80 feet. So I'm seeing that half ounce swim bait, 3.5 inch long plastic on there. See if we can find it on the 32, if we can get a faint hit at all. Okay. So, I mean, I'm not finding it on there at all with that one. Let's turn the gain up a little bit, see if we can muster that out of it here. Let's see. Man, if you saw it, it would be. I'm not finding it at all. So I'm going to pull this transducer. I'm going to call it 65 feet. We lost it at 75. So I'm going to pull this 32 out there. I know you guys want side by side, but just to give the 34 its full capabilities, we pull it out and see what we can do there. Then we can just have him jig back. You know what I mean? You got that camera, huh? Yeah. There's the fish right under me. Fish on! As we're doing the test, I just see one roaming around down there. Just like that. So That's what actually a pretty valid point that we should. We got this thing stretched out to 100 feet, and I can still see my jig very easily, and that's what happens. So, I mean, you guys that are running these very wide, very easily was able to see the jig. Granted, I'm only a foot in front of the transducer, but I was able to see that. You know, I'm running a small rip and wrap, very small profile bait. Was able to see it very easily at 100 feet. So that was cool. That's always fun when you're trying to do one of these tests and something like that happens right in the middle of it. It's a great fish. So Josh is out there. He's in a new hole now. So let's see what we can do to find that. Now that we're stretched out, I'm guessing we're going to be 80, 85-ish here now. Let's see if we can. There we are. So I'm able to see Josh right here. So you can see the jig popping up and down at 80 feet. So we're stretched out to 80, and guys, we're seeing a 1/2 ounce jig head with a 3.5 ounce swim bait on, or a 3.5 inch swim bait on it. And what's the profile on that? 3.5, 4 inches with the lead head on there. That's pretty incredible. So I think, yeah, I got the exact same one right here. So if you want to see the profile of what he's got down there, we brought these with just for this test. But right there, I mean, that's what you're looking at right there. I mean, fairly small. I think that's pretty incredible out there at 80 feet, seeing that. You're seeing the movement, you're seeing everything go on. Pretty good. I'm going to give him one more, and I want to see if we can find it one further, because I want to see the full capabilities. We're going to make some moves. We're going to make one more move to see. So that was just a hair over 80. You guys saw it down there. Yeah. So that's pretty darn good. I'm pretty impressed with that. Let's see if we can see that breakthrough. He moved, I don't know, another 10 feet or so, so we might not quite be at 100. But, I mean, you look at the capabilities of this. So I'm running my TVG on low, my noise rejection on low right now is what I'm doing. If I turn my TVG off, I might be able to get just a little bit more out of it. Just want to see. I'm going to push it out to 110 feet. One faint line. There he is right there. So that's at 97 feet. I can see it and make it out. It's really hard to see, but it's right there jumping. See if I can clear that up a little bit. We're going to call it 97 feet. So we're right out there at that 97 to 100 feet. I can see it. I don't know if you guys can make it out. It's right here, jumping right on this side of the minus sign right there. Oh, we can zoom in and see it. It's a little bit much. But there you guys have it. There you guys have it. It's a 1/2 ounce jig with a 3.5 inch swim bait, just like I showed you right here on this rod. That's pretty impressive when you can see a bait that big at easily at 85 feet. At 100 feet, I can make it out. So, you know, that's pretty darn impressive. I think with time with this thing, I can get it probably a hair more than that. But right now, here we are playing with it. 65 feet was about as far as I could see it with the LVS32. With the LVS34, we got 100 feet, guys. Not only that, but while we're testing it, we got a nice fish. Can't complain about that. All right, guys, that's a pretty good side-by-side test, I think. You know, like I said, I'm running TVG low here. I'm running noise rejection low. I have my color gain up just a hair on the 34. I tried to run everything as I'm used to on the 32. I've been running these units quite a bit. and this 34 is pretty impressive. I hope you guys like that side by side. I think that shows you pretty well what it's capable of doing. So we're gonna get to fishing, see what we can get you some more side by side of fish action happening down there real time. Yeah, but there it goes. Thanks, guys. All right, so taking a look here, we just got finished with the test to see how far we could see that 1/2 ounce jig head with the 3.5 inch swim bait on there. That was pretty impressive, I think. But I want to show you right off the bat what you're seeing when you set these up side by side. So if you look at the LVS32, you can see these ghost trees coming down right through here. You can see a little bit of interference there. When you come over to the 34, you have just a little bit there. There's nothing going on throughout here that's going to interfere with what you're seeing. And then take a look at the bottom. Those ghost trees extend down and out, so you can see it happening here and here. And then here's where your blind spot is, where if you come to the 34, you can see where the blind spot should be on the 34. In fact, that one's zoomed into 25 feet. I'm going to zoom this one into 25 feet so we give it an apples to apples test. There's no blind spot through here. There's no tree. Zero. So side by side, the screen is way clear. I mean, they're talking 35% better. I'm going to say better than that, just because I haven't seen a blind spot. Now, Josh was just out drilling and dropping, and he was going about 10-15 feet and going out till we couldn't see it anymore. And there wasn't a spot where I felt like there was a blind spot out there the whole way out there. And just side by side, vertical jigging underneath the ice, I'm not seeing the clutter that you see with the LVS32. That LVS34 is doing exactly what they say it's going to do. It's going to clear the screen up for you right off the bat. So I'm going to have Josh do one more test that a lot of people are talking about. As ice fishing guys and fishing walleyes, anybody that's fishing any fish close to the bottom, one thing that kind of lacked on the LVS32 was that bottom separation. So I want Josh, you guys can see both here, so there's Josh right there. Why don't you start up a little bit higher so we can see real good. So there's Josh right there and right there, real time, side by side. So as soon, I'm going to adjust this just to see if we can get just a hair better look at it. We'll go right there. Okay, I want Josh to drop real slow, and you guys can see the difference. This is, in my eyes, probably one of the best tests you can do. That's what we used to do with Vexilars back in the day and all that kind of stuff with flashers. There, gone. It's gone on this, and we still have separation between the jig and the bottom there. So you guys that are talking about bottom separation, there you go. It's better. Had a lot of people say that they didn't think it was going to be any different or any better. It's a lot better. Pull it up till you can see that on the 32. So you can clearly see that. Right there. Look at that. So it's partially in that ghost tree, but that's part of this LVS32 is this ghost tree, right? So the bottom separation is clearly better on the LVS34. So one of the questions that we've been getting a lot of is, will the LVS34 hook up to your current black box, GLS10? Yes, it will. That's what it's made for. It integrates right into your current LiveScope setup. It's as easy as downloading the new software. It's a 19.2 version right now. That's the one that you'll want to download. And Garmin makes it super easy with Active Captain. You load it up to your phone, you download it right onto your graph. In fact, we just updated from the 19.1 to the 19.2 as we were sitting here on the ice. That's how easy it is. Can you hook it up to the 106 SV? That's what I have this on. So you're actually seeing the LVS34 on a 106 SV. Obviously you can see I have a great picture. It's working just fine. So yes, you can, and yes, you can hook up. You actually are required to use the black box that Garmin provides with the current LiveScope systems. So, but you can buy, if you already have LiveScope, you can buy just the transducer, or you can buy it as a pair with the black box, the GLS10 and the LVS34. Another question that we've been getting is this transducer usable in 5 to 15 feet? As you can see, we're fishing less than 15 feet. I have not fished it in less than 7 feet, but at 7 feet it worked flawlessly. With the clear picture and everything the LVS34 gives you, I think 5 feet and under, you're still going to be able to use it. I mean, we were utilizing the LVS32 in under 5 feet of water. There's a lot of lakes here in North Dakota that we will utilize and fish these less than 5 feet of water. So yes, under 15 feet of water. I have not fished under 7 feet of water, so I can't personally attest to that. But right now we're fishing in 11, and you can see how clear it is.
I've got my bait up at like 2 feet below the ice, and you can still see that.
Fairly good, fairly well.
Yeah.
That being said, if you want to compare them, you're seeing it in both screens.
Yep. Now that is, I am 4 feet out from the actual transducer hole, so that may make a difference if you're fishing directly below the transducer, which you're closer to it, Mike.
Not quite as clear. Maybe clear it up there. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Nice and clear. You can see 4 feet is right about in here. We're in between 4 and the ice. So, yeah. I think 15 to 5 feet is very safe. I don't think it's going to happen, Josh.
I don't think it is either. Thor, you want to go paddle up outside?
Nope.
Nope.
No, I do not.